The following presentation is brought to you by the RELM Network.
Okay, so this is the first official podcast for the DeMott experience on the RELM Network and under the brand. So there's no better way for me to start this than to go with kind of the guy who's to blame for this DeMott experience now on the RELM Network. And I say that with a smile because it was you, Vince Russo, who I came on your podcast and had a chance to just to put it honestly, just had a chance to talk to someone who wasn't coming after me at the time. And you and I had a conversation. You said, Bill, you should think about this because you called me a natural. I'm a natural at a lot of things, but I didn't think a podcast or an interview would be one of them. So this is the first one, so it's got to be with you. And I want the honest critiques as we go, and you determine my future on this. So Vince, welcome to the DeMott experience.
Hey Bill, I got to tell you, man, I tell my kids this all the time. You know, my kids are older now, Bill. My boys are 28 and 25, and my daughter's 20. But I told them this the whole time growing up, Bill. This is honestly, I live by this. There are two types of people. There are people that talk about it, and there are people that do it. Period. End of story. And Bill, my whole idea with the RELM Network, and I told them this early on, I wanted to bring other celebrities from our business into this arena. And I'll tell you why, Bill, because Bill, you and I know, when you're not working for the big dogs anymore, you got to scratch and claw and do everything you can do to make a living. And there are a lot of wrestlers out there, bro, with so much freaking talent. And once they're on the outside looking in, they don't know. Unbelievable talent. They don't know what to do, Bill. And, of course they can go work the indies. But, Bill, some of them are older. Their bodies are broken down. They're tired of the road, etc. So that was part of my deal. Introduce them to podcasting where they could sit back in their own homes, be themselves, and make a living, slowly but surely. And there are a couple of people I suggested it to, bro, listen, I'm going to name names. Can we name names on this show, Bill DeMott?
I want to hear, wait a minute, I want to hear the grouping I'm in.
You're going to hear about a goofball by the name of the Disco Inferno.
I'm telling you right now, as long as, you know what, I'm going to say this, I will talk to him. I want him on my podcast, but he's a goofball.
Listen, Bill, him and Sanders, Mike Sanders, you know them both well. They had a show, bro. It was called Hot News. And the two of them together, bro, were phenomenal. They were a great podcasting team. Okay.
And Disco did what?
Well, he claimed he was the star of the show and the host of the show. And Sanders claims that he did absolutely nothing, which is really the truth. But Bill, here's the deal, bro. All the goofball had to do was show up 2 times a month. That's it. 2 podcasts a month, bro. That's it. No, Disco's
That's it.
That's it. Too busy, bro. Too busy that he couldn't commit to 2 podcasts a month. And I've suggested this to a couple of other people. But Bill, I got to be honest with you. I suggested it to you for a reason, okay? And I really am excited that, here you are, and you are the one doing this. Because, Bill, with your background, I know 95% of what you did was discipline. 95%. And Bill, in podcasting, that's all it is. Discipline. I'm going to do a show. When I say I'm going to do a show, I'm going to deliver a show. When I say I'm going to deliver a show, bro, that's all it is. So I'm so glad that you took the offer because I can depend on you, bro.
I had to take the offer, and I didn't have to because while to your point, a lot of guys who finish up with their whatever their career is in the industry, I had to take it because you were so freaking positive about it, and here's the thing that people are not ever. Very few people are ever going to say about Vince Russo. He was so positive. He influenced me in all these things. And that's why I'm doing this, because you and I, although in way different arenas. I mean, you had the behind the scenes, you made you batshit crazy, and I had in front of the camera made me batshit crazy. But in that business, people never talk about the positives, and when they do, it's far and few between. So when you told me, Bill, you could do this, I got off the air with you, and I sat down with Lacey, and I went, I'm going to do a podcast. And Lacey knows, long story short, Lacey knows I'm not like a public person. You know, we've been doing this so much that when you go home, you like to stay home. And, you know, I try not to go to the movies in public because there's people there. And I'm not afraid of people. I guess I have my guard up now in the public. So, but you were so just positive and go, hey, think about it. And if it's something you should think about. And truth be told, if you didn't say that to me, I'd go do somebody else's podcast and do an interview. And then I thought about it. Go, wait a minute, I'm going to do that and go out and the microphone, you know, and the headset and the whole thing and go, let's do it. And the funny part is I'm sitting in my house right now talking to a guy I appreciate so much on the outside. And I won't even share that with people, but I appreciate you. And, you know, we'll probably get a few tweets about that somewhere down the line. Oh, it's a hug fest. It's a thank you. And the thank you is introducing me to this avenue of entertainment, bringing me onto the RELM network, much like my YouTube thing. I'm going out of my way to try to bring the world Bill DeMott now. But it was you who it was just a positive conversation, and I went, I have nothing to lose. And I don't know if that makes sense to everybody else, but it makes sense to me. You know what I mean? So, and the fact that Disco couldn't do 2 a month even makes more sense. I'm just gonna do as many as I can. I'm gonna shoot for as many as I can a month, and never stop, just so I can tell Disco I did it again.
Well, you know, Bill,
he's a crazy bastard.
He's out of his mind, you know. But bro, that's the beauty of this, Bill. You could do it whenever you want. You put him in the can, so you know there's nobody telling you how to do this. And that's what I said to him, bro. 2 times a month. That's all you got to commit to. But you know, Disco with his crazy schedule these days, working as at a strip club. But please tell me he's a bartender. Don't tell me he's dancing. There's a couple guys who went into the dancing, but please don't tell me Glenn Gilberti. Yeah, bro, I had on my show from TNA, Kenny King was a Chippendales dancer. Yeah. Bro, intelligent guy, huh, Bill?
Well, you know, not all dancers are stupid. So, but Kenny is a great guy, and he's, you know, that's the thing. And you said it. There's so many guys in this business that are so smart, and you have to listen. After 28 years, if I didn't venture out into something else, to your point, then the 28 years would have been wasted, because whether you wanted to or not, you picked up on things and you learned things, and your people skills, good, bad, or indifferent, got better. And I've always said, and I say this to everyone, I just came off a camp from Virginia. And the running line is, no matter how you came into this, you're leaving better than when you started. Whether you realize it or not at the time is not important. But when the smoke clears, or when you have the drive home, or when you relax and when you put it all into perspective, you left better than when you started. So for me to be able to sit here on the RELM network with you, and we can laugh about things, and hopefully we do this many more times together, and we will, and we'll tell some stories. But I want to be better than when I started, and I feel like I am, and I feel like this avenue is another way to get there, and to hopefully inspire some of these other young cats or somebody to go try it, instead of just being the guy who said, I had a podcast and then leave. Do something with it.
Yeah, Bill, this is going to be the most rewarding experience to you. I'll tell you, because it is to me. Bill, you know, bro, you know what those Monday nights were like. And you know, when you get to TV, it's all business, 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 right? And Bill, you know, there were a lot of people and a lot of human beings that you really cared about. But the fact of the matter is, you really know nothing about them. When you were at television, it was all business. What are we doing today? Going over matches, going over promos. It was all business. Now that I'm not doing that, and I'm bringing back people on the show that I was really fond of.
Right.
Bro, the stuff I'm finding out about their lives, them as human beings, their families, blows me away because it's completely different than the wrestler that I knew.
Wait a minute. So you're saying the guy or girl on TV for 3 hours a week isn't the person they actually are?
Bro, unbelievable. The things I'm learning about some of these guys and gals is, I mean, just unbelievable, bro.
Yeah, and that's it. That's the cool part for me. And for all the negatives that are said, they're there, and we know they're there. And the casual fan, while on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook, follows them on Periscope or whatever the new thing is now. I'm trying to keep up with all that stuff. They know that person, so I want to bring that, and and hopefully starting for me, to your point, starting backwards and talking to cats that I haven't talked to on a personal level in a long time. Because you're right, you go, hey, who you riding with? How you getting to the town? What's your gym schedule? All these things. Okay, you're going home for 2 days. Who cares what you do at home? I don't even know if you're married or have kids or what your thing is. When do we want to hook up again? And now you get to sit and go, hey, we're going to share that story and tell me about home. Tell me about life. Tell me about, there's so many guys and girls that my brain is fried from trying to figure out who I want to talk to next, because as you know, and you just said it, there's so many cats out there that have great stories, and I want to bring that.
And Bill, it's not only that, but listen, I mean, with all due respect or not, there are a lot of marks out there that do podcast, okay? And they get a wrestler on the show, and bro, it's the same wrestling questions. And when you get your guys on the show and your girls and they start talking about the things they like and their lives and the thing, and it's not the same old stuff that doesn't matter, bro, you get a completely different interview out of them. And that's where people like you and I, really have the advantage, because listen, we probably want to talk about wrestling less than they do. So, so when you get into what really interests them, bro, they go on all day, and all of a sudden you're sitting back and you're fascinated by this person.
Right. And sitting there and just enjoying it. Yeah, I'm excited about it. There's just guys and gals I've met doing this other thing I'm doing. I'm just floored by the stories. The funny part for me is that, this is going to sound, I don't know how it doesn't sound like promoting myself or not, but the funny thing is people afterwards sit down and go, who knew that, that Bill, I would talk to Bill like that, or who knew that Bill actually, cared about this or that. And it's cool, man. And
Bill,
we're survivors.
You know what the funny thing is, Bill? I don't know how you handle this. And Bill, listen, don't get me wrong. I know you're a lot busier than I am. I have a lot of free time on my hands. I don't do training sessions. I do this. This is all I do. But Bill, let me tell you, here's the thing that blows me away, man. I use Twitter as my main source of social media. Bill, every time I go on Twitter, I'll back up to where I last left off. Bro, I'll answer every single tweet. If they say something nice, I'll thank them. If they say something mean, I'll block them. But I will address every single tweet. And then, bro, you start getting the response from so many people. Oh, my God, I can't believe Vince Russo responded to me. And I'm like, why not? Vince Russo is a guy sitting here trying to make a living just like you are. And that's why, some of these people in the wrestling business, bro, don't get me wrong, I know that they're busy. But without their fans, they would not exist. And there's nothing better, bro, than the interaction you can have with people that really do care and really are interested. And not only that, bro, they're so appreciative when you do that. And it doesn't take a lot of effort.
No, and you get to clear the air with some of these people, because they, in my experience, they're offended by what they read or what they hear. And I'm the first one to go, if you ask me and come to me correct with the question, instead of accusations or hey you SOB or hey that, because those things I just totally ignore. Those things I have no room in my life for negativity. But the ones that ask the question and then get the answer, they go, "That's it," and I go, "Yeah, that's it."
Exactly, bro.
Yeah, I have all day long for a question and to sit down. I think at the ripe old age of almost 50, my attention span is shorter for the negative. Whereas, when you were in your prime in the business and someone said something negative, that was a promo ready to come out of your mouth. And I think I'm out of promos as far as
nah, bro.
Listen,
Bill, your promos have just begun, because this is what cracks me up about you. You sent me the intro podcast, and you go, bro. I'm going to be the positive guy. I'm not the negative guy. And I'm sitting here cracking up. You know why, Bill? Because I said the same thing. Said the same thing. But bro, then when you start doing it like on a daily basis, and you're combing through the news and you see like what people are talking about and what's so important, bro, you can't help but to flip your lid. Bro, the fact that for the past week, Bill, the entire week we're talking about Randy Orton said something about Kevin Owens' weight, so Kevin Dunn needs to be fired. The fact that has consumed people for a week, there's no way you can't cut a promo on that, bro.
It's gonna happen. I've tried. That's the exact topic. People are tweeting me going, "Tell me about Kevin Dunn." And my first thing is, who are you and how do you know? So I had to research. That's your point right there. You just made your point, because I could literally lose my mind right now. Yep. Over people hashtagging fire Kevin Dunn.
Yep. And you will lose your mind over it, bro.
I'm gonna try. Here's my promise to you and to everyone on the inaugural. I'm gonna do my best for at least the first 2 weeks.
Say it, bro. Cut it down to a week at least.
Okay. By the next show, I'll probably lose my mind.
Trust me, you will lose your mind.
Because someone will say something that'll set me off. But yes. I remember you sent me the response of, "There's no way you can keep to that." Because and it's the truth too, because I feel like I'm one of the most positive guys out there, but it's those little things that get you.
Listen, we're just coming off of the Dana White wrestling is fake and everybody hits it over. Bro, the next TNA show, okay, the very next TNA show, Austin Aries puts up his wrestling career for Rockstar Spud's nickname. Okay, bro. Then you wonder, okay, well, this might be why Dana White is calling, but that's what I'm saying, bro. You can't help but to go off on stuff like that.
I sat there. I literally hide when all that stuff happens, and somebody's on your phone and go, "What'd you think of that, coach?" And I go, and I read it and go, I put my phone away and I'm out there cutting the lawn or something, because I want to. Oh, you're right.
But that's why this is beautiful,
I just need
bro.
1 week.
That's why this is beautiful. But bro, listen. Bill, as long as you end everything with, "But that was my opinion," of course.
That's it. It's just the Bill DeMott experience is just like wrestling, and wrestling's just an opinion, and what I say is just an opinion, but. I know it's going to happen. I know it. I'm going to wind up. This is my thing, right? So this is my vice. I never lied it, and Lacey does. But the first time I light this thing, that's it. I'm going to join.
I like that
disco in. I'm going to be working in a strip club with disco.
Yeah, because you know what I use, Bill? I got a little brown paper bag that I breathe in and out in. That's when people know, like, okay, Vince is going to have a stroke. Or something bad is going to happen. I do the same. You got the cigarette. You got the cigar. I like that, bro.
Oh, that's my tell. If there's a lighter in front of it, then I have to. Yeah, it's gonna be a blank screen because I'll lose my.
I give you a week, and bro, what you'll start doing too, Bill, that I had no intention of doing, bro. I have a show now once a week dedicated to ripping my own family to shreds. I did not plan on doing that, Bill, going in. But the more
is your guest, are they on the show with you, or is it just you by yourself?
They're scared to death to come on the show with me because I'll chew them up and spit them out. But there's a whole show dedicated to me cutting promos on my entire family, and that was not by design.
I could do a whole month on my middle child right now.
There you
See,
go.
you're giving me, and I'm taking notes, by the way. I'm taking, and I will not even have her on here. I will just, at 20 years old, she's going to get a promo.
Bro, your daughter's 20.
22, graduated college in May. My middle one is 20, and she becomes a junior at UCF. And my youngest, 6, starts first grade.
Are you out of your mind? How did that happen, bro?
Yeah, because everybody said, Bill, it was a great career, retire. And I left everything. How many? 6. So 2008, whenever it was, I left, and the Giants won the Super Bowl. It was a great weekend. And all of a sudden, Mama said, hey, and I went, oh, and then I was back to, and he's 6. And
you're almost 50 and you got a 6-year. You are out of your freaking
I feel like Tony Randall, right? Wasn't Tony Randall the guy who's like 95 years old and has?
Oh my God!
It's just me in this room. Is just me and Elvis behind me.
Yeah, bro. I wanted to ask you that from the beginning. What is that?
So I am the biggest. I say I'm the biggest, and it probably disputes everything. I love Elvis since I was a kid. I grew up on it. Beach Boys, Elvis, Sinatra, that kind of thing. And for my 40th birthday, my wife took me to Graceland. Long story short, hopefully, all those years in Memphis, we worked there. I've been to the gates of Graceland, but, we're so busy. I've never went in and took the tour. I never took the time. And on my 40th birthday, Lacey took me to Memphis, and we spent, I don't know, I say a week, but it's probably only 3 or 4 days. And it was a game changer in my life because I literally was in tears. I was standing there, and I toured every inch of everything he ever touched. And so there was a guy, and I thought it was corny, but Lacey thought it was cute. And we'll take a picture with you guys and Elvis. And the picture looks good, and so it just sits there. So there's Elvis in every room I'm in. There's something of Elvis. There's a picture of something. And then we got embarrassed like the last day because we're in Graceland, and the guard comes up and he goes, Hugh Morris. I'm like, dude, I'm freaking Graceland. Like, this is Elvis. Yeah, but you're Hugh Morris. I'm like, the Beatles played at this piano with Elvis. He's like, yeah, but can I take your picture? And I looked at my wife, and I'm like, get me out of here.
Yeah.
It was sacrilegious. I couldn't do it.
Bro, that a couple of things. I want to remember that story because I want to tell you something that happened to me at WCW. But first of all, bro, I got to warn you about this. Okay, because a couple of key phrases just came out of your mouth. Okay, Elvis Presley. I heard the Beach Boys in there, and I heard Frank Sinatra. Okay,
yes.
Let me warn you about something, Bill. If you continue to talk about these people as I do, okay,
yes,
they're gonna start hurling the word irrelevant at you. So get ready. You've probably never been called irrelevant in your life other than your own children. So if you continue to go down the Elvis path, just be ready for the irrelevant burps.
Okay, so I have Elvis on this side, and for everybody who's going to throw it, I have Eminem somewhere on my rack.
Okay, well, throw Eminem around. Yeah, throw Eminem around.
Eminem's the man. I never toured his mansion, and no one ever recognized me with him in Detroit, but Eminem, I got you.
You want to hear, Bill, a great story that's similar to you being recognized at Graceland. I had the same experience. This might have been the greatest experience in my life. Bill, my very last television, we were in San Francisco at the Cow Palace. Right after TV, we were going on a tour to Australia. Okay, bro, I knew the writing was on the wall. We were being sold, and all that crap was going down. Okay. Mm-hmm. Bro, I've been a San Francisco Giant fan my whole life. My father was a New York Giant fan from the Polo Grounds. Okay.
Right.
We have our show at the Cow Palace, bro. The next day, the Giants start the playoffs at AT&T Park against the Mets. Now, I'm supposed to be going on this tour, okay? And, bro, I said, screw this tour, frig this tour. I'm going to watch my Giants play. So, bro, of all people, I dragged Jeremy Borash with me.
Oh, there it is.
I make Jeremy come with me, right? But, bro, it was the same thing. Bro, I always get to games early, as I'm sure you do. I got to see the warm-ups. I got to see batting practice, the whole 9 yards. Bro, I'll never forget this because it was so surreal to me. we were there early, bro. When watching batting practice and everything, all of a sudden, bro, like 3, 4, 5 Mets start to gather around the dugout, like right on the edge of the dugout. Bro, they're looking into the stands. And they're pointing to the stands and this and that. And I'm looking at them like I'm not thinking anything. So I'm watching the batting practice, this and that. And, bro, like they keep pointing. So finally, bro, I'm like, and, bro, they were pointing at me. And then one of them like threw me a baseball, and like the fact that Major League Baseball players freaking knew who Vince Russo was. I'll never forget that as long as I live, bro.
That's the best part, man. Anytime that happens, everybody goes, "Oh, I wish they wouldn't bother me." I'm telling everybody straight away, and that's awesome because there's nothing better than someone. And it was all positive, right? I mean, you got a baseball, you're a baseball fan, you're there. That's it. Come and say hello to me every freaking time because I'm amazed at I don't know what the term is, the followers or the reach that we've had in our careers, and that people acknowledge that and not acknowledge it like, they go, hey, and you go, hey, and that's the best feeling ever.
Yeah, So, I mean, I get the Graceland thing.
Oh, so yeah, that's it. He stays there, and my Giants hat and my gator mouth behind me. That's a gift from Steve Kern. And then I almost took it down because the news, all these trophy hunters. So Lacey goes, "Well, do you think that gator head's like that?" I'm like, "No, it's two different things."
Yeah.
So I'm going to get in trouble in this, and But what is it? It's just an opinion. So.
It's just my opinion. I brought everything. It's just my opinion. That's it.
This is the beginning of a beautiful
yeah, it is.
A beautiful friendship. But the kids are good, you told me. How old? All?
Yeah, 28, 25, and 20, bro. Yeah. I swear, I was talking about this today, Bill, and I don't know how you feel, but it's like, man, listen, when I look back now, and listen, I know we were men, and we had to make a living for our families. I get all that. But Bill, this is what I have the trouble with. I want to see if you have the same amount of trouble. Okay. I know we were men, and we had to support our families, but let's face it. We both got caught up in something we really, 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 truly loved, and it became our lives, and it probably became the priority of our lives.
Absolutely.
And Bill, I can understand that. And I could understand, okay, Vince, you were selfish. You made wrestling number one. You had a family at home. They were on the back burner. Shame on you. But, Bill, here's the insult to the injury. This is the part of it that's really hard to deal with for me. I don't know about you. I'm talking about me now. Okay. When everything was over and done and the wrestling business got out of me everything they possibly could, right. And literally I was kicked to the curb just like a worthless, I don't even know, a worthless what? And, now I don't exist and everything I did was bad and we're going to erase his memory. The fact that happened and I sacrificed my family, like that's the hard pill to swallow. If people would have appreciated what you did, you know what I'm saying? Hey, this guy sacrificed his family. He helped us in a time when wrestling was at an all-time high, yada, yada, yada. If that's the way you were treated on the way out, that's one thing. But when you look at all the sacrifices you made to at the end of the day, something that was very, very thankless, to me, that's the hardest pill to swallow.
So let me ask you this, because that I still struggle with that because I'm home all the time now. And I've had these conversations with my daughters who I was gone for 85 to 90% of their childhood. And now I'm trying to be home for my son who's 6 and trying to be more involved. And I know there's something there and we talk about it. Do you think, I don't know, I guess my question is, do you think anybody else thinks like that now? We tried, I can only speak for myself. You try to make sure there's you tell these young cats to make sure they have the family time, and if something comes up, they have to speak up. But back in the day when you couldn't, or you lost your spot, or all these things, unfortunately, that's the nature of the beast. But to your point, if it ends and you're done, and it's just like it never happened, then yeah, that sucks, because that's part of your life. And that's the thing that people don't get. So they want to relive this thing and go, oh, you did know the whole story. I don't think me, guys from, and all the stuff that's going on, the news that's going on, and people are being wiped from, the record books and all these other things that are going on. If they could just let us keep what we did and move on. Does that make sense?
Yeah, Bill,
I struggle with that.
Bill, it's not you and I. Bill, I was just reading a story the other day. I could not believe this. I don't know if I do believe it, but it's so sad and ridiculous. I was reading a story the other day, a column, Joe Laurinaitis, freaking animal, bro, saying he's called the Performance Center time after time after time, wanting to give his knowledge, looking for a job. Now, Bill, listen, man, you and I know this is arguably the greatest tag team of all time. Ever. No offense. I don't know if you were there or not, Bill. And listen, don't let any of this heat go to the Bill DeMott show. Let it come to Vince Russo. The two schmoes from NXT who thought they were LOD. Bro, please. That about says it all. But arguably the greatest tag team in the history. You mean to tell me there is not a place for that guy to teach young kids tag team wrestling in 2015?
I will go on record as saying, Joe and I get along great. My time there, I never heard his name brought up once. So to hear that he's been turned down is disappointing. I don't know. I don't know who makes the decision of when someone's when someone's good enough to come in, or what their purpose is. To me, and I said this at this camp I was just at. Anytime someone gets in front of you, and I was out there, and at the camp, Earl Hebner showed up, and I haven't seen Earl Hebner in forever. And you pick up right where you left off, and whatever the issues are with the Hebners and half the business, or any of the business, or any of that, the Hebners and I are cool. So getting to sit there and listen to that conversation off the record, and not about wrestling, but it always comes back to that. It's disheartening to think that there's not a place for those guys. And I'm not comparing Hebner to Joe. I'm saying I agree. One of the reasons I got in this business was because I was a big guy like Joe, and I figured out if I shaved my head in a mohawk, I got closer to looking like him, and all those things. So it's disheartening, but there is a place for those guys. The other side of it is, screw it. Don't go. Your son's an NFL superstar. He's got a great family and stuff, but it never leaves you, right? That's the thing.
Yep.
There's something he has something to offer, and I say this to anyone listening or who's subscribing to this and is going to join me and Vince, that if they're out there and you're part of this business, there's like my public service announcement for the day. You got to seek these guys out, because you may not like what they say, but something they're going to say will help you in the adventure.
Yeah, exactly.
Joe and Joe's funny. But you have to take Joe with a grain of salt, and because you worked with him, and I've been around him, and all the Laurinaitis brothers, I've been around them, and you have to know them. But Joe's great, and then you look at Bill. It's like, Bill. Here's another thing, like the Hall of Fame gimmick. I swear this is how I honestly feel in my heart, bro. I know what you guys sacrifice. I know the sacrifice with the family and the body and everything you put yourself through. My whole gimmick is, listen, if you laced up a pair of WWE boots, put them in the Hall of Fame. If they could have that last day in the sun, put them in the Hall of Fame. If that trophy can sit on their mantle and they can say, you know what? That's what I did it all for. Why wouldn't you want to do that for anybody? It's like, Bill,
it boggles my mind. Is Brooklyn Brawler not in the Hall of Fame because his won and loss record?
I don't know. I mean, he's still active. Eventually he would have to be there. Bob Uecker or whatever, Drew Carey. If these guys are getting there, and no disrespect, but to your point, eventually everybody who's put on a pair of boots and had a career there should be in the Hall of Fame.
Bro, a lot.
I don't know.
I think a lot of times, Bill, with the WWE, I think a lot of times they bring heat on themselves by just not doing the right thing. If they did the right thing, there wouldn't be a lot of bitter people out there. Bro, a great guest I had on my show a couple of months ago from your backyard over there, bro, freaking Bundy. How is King Kong Bundy like not in the WWE Hall of Fame? Nobody from the WWE talks to him. The guy doesn't exist. The guy never had a wrestling career. King Kong Bundy, bro.
I have no the Wrestling Hall of Fame to me, the WWE Hall of Fame is the same as the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to me. I don't understand how Chicago's not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So when I hear these names and they talk about Bundy, and I don't get it. I've never gotten a ballot, so I've never been able to vote for who. So, you know, I'm not in that circle. I'm pretty sure I'll never be in that circle.
That's not a bad idea. You think they would at least send out phony ballots? You know, let people think they're actually voting and they're not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, send with the network and everything, but at least send out ballots to all the wrestlers. We get so many other newsletters. Send me a ballot every year of the 10 people I think should be in there, and let them do it. I told you it wouldn't even take a week. This is just gonna rain. It's gonna rain. And then I heard that terrible. You brought up Bundy, and then I read a couple weeks ago, whatever it was, that Bundy had died, and I went, "That's not right. He's alive and well."
Yeah, he's alive and well. Bro. And you know what he says, bro? He traces it all back to, I guess, in his prime, bro. He got approached by a computer company to do a commercial. He didn't think it was any big deal, you know, so he went ahead and did the commercial. Well, little did he know, they played this commercial all over the world, and it was huge. Well, he made the mistake of not getting Vince's permission. So now this commercial was playing everywhere. He got huge heat from Vince. Thus, you never hear of King Kong Bundy anymore, which I just think is like, just please. Life's too short, bro.
Yeah, I never did a computer commercial, so I don't have that. I'm trying to do commercials now and trying so hard to get away from the tough enough Bill DeMott and what people think. And it's funny, I just did another audition last week for that guy. Then the guy, "Hey, can you be that guy?" And I went, "Well, I'd rather be that guy." And he said, "But can you be that guy?" And I went, "Okay." And I think hopefully, knock wood, I think it's down to me and a couple other guys. And how funny is it that I'll, make a few coins being me again? You can't escape it. But
yeah, you can't.
I think that's it. Everybody tweet Vince and I and let us know your thoughts on sending out ballots for the WWE Hall of Fame.
Bro, would that not be great PR for the WWE? The fans would freaking love that, bro.
Has to vote. Do you know that every whatever it is, October, November, you get a ballot in the mail?
Yeah, especially
or email, and
especially you got to be a subscriber of the network.
There you go. Everybody who subscribes gets an email, and you get a ballot.
I mean, they can control who's on the ballot.
Right. I will sign. I'm going in. I always said that if and when the cards fall for me, I will always go in the celebrity wing, because if Drew Carey is in, and while the refrigerator Perry has one more WrestleMania appearance than I do, I gotta go in for being like just a tough enough guy.
Yeah, definitely.
And we won't even get into. It's going to happen. It's not even going to take 2 weeks. I'm going to
you 2 weeks.
My opinion, it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, too long.
It's coming.
Yeah.
But this is it. I could sit and talk to you and talk to the guys and the girls all day. And this is fun. And back to the original point of I can work from home and spend that time now. And the flip side is now that they've so used to us not being around, I've been told on more than one occasion, don't you have somewhere to go? And I'm not sure. Like, I think I have feelings left, and I'm not sure if they're hurt or not. So when I go to the gym, they like, take your time, like 6 or 7 hours in the gym, be okay with us. And I'm like, maybe I should go. I don't know what I
well, bro,
maybe I should rent the storage unit and do the podcast out of the storage unit.
And I've literally thought about putting a shed in my backyard and doing my podcast from my shed. But bro, how about this one, Bill? I don't. You're probably not dealing with this one. How about this one? How about, my wife's a teacher and she's going back to work now. My daughter's 20 years old and she's going back to college. How about this one, Bill? How about my 20-year-old daughter does not own a car yet? So every day she takes dad's car. So you know what that means, bro? That means I'm stuck all day long. No place to go all day long, bro. Can you imagine this?
I know how it happens. You're wrapped around her finger. But how does that happen?
Bro, when my boys were 16, this was the plan. When they were 16, bro, listen, get a job. Once you get a job, we go look for a car. I'll put a little down payment on the car. I'll co-sign. You got a job. You make the payments. Bro, they did this at 16 years old. So, boom, done. I done. Never. They paid their loans, the whole 9 yards. 20 years old, this girl doesn't have a car yet, bro.
What? I don't know what to say to that. What would your parents do if you were 20 years old and didn't have a car and kept borrowing their car?
Oh, bro. Please.
That's where I go. I go back to my mother would never have let this happen.
So you're being irrelevant again. Now you see, Bill, you gotta get at, bro. I'm telling you, they're gonna start hammering you with the irrelevance, bro. You can't do that. You got to talk about things that are happening now, bro. Today, now. Okay,
today I'm telling you that my 20-year-old will never use my car and leave me sitting home. It used to be a badge of honor to go back in the day, and now when you say back in the day, you're like,
bro. Listen, you want to hear how irrelevant I am? Listen to this one, Bill. Tell me if you understand this one, because I refer to my daughter as the diva. She's the diva. Okay, let me see if you can understand this one as a man of almost 50. Okay, my daughter's a very attractive girl. Okay, beautiful long brown hair. Okay. She dyes her hair blonde. Okay, no problem. She still looks good as a blonde. She wants that blonde hair. She wants to have. Here's how irrelevant we are, Bill. She also taught me a new word. It's called giggle dick. It's like, don't, giggle dicking around. Don't giggle dick. I love that word. Okay, so I'm going to use it in a sentence here. That's why I had to tell you about it.
Okay.
So the other day, her and her friend are up in the bedroom. They're giggle dicking around for like 2 hours. I don't know what they're doing. Okay, Bill, listen to this, bro. Bro, she comes down the stairs, right, bro? Her hair is gray, like an 80-year-old woman. Now, Bill, stop right there. Now, you would think, right, in our day, Bill, back in our day, if this happened to a 20-year-old girl, you think she'd be freaking out of her mind, right? She'd be freaking. Bro, we know girls, when their hair get gray, they dye their hair so they look. She's 20 years old now, and she's got gray hair. Okay, bro,
on purpose.
She thinks she's over with the gray hair, bro. She goes to work with the gray hair. She's going back to college with the gray hair. She thinks the gray hair is the greatest thing she's ever seen, bro.
So your issue is not with your daughter. Your issue is with the chick she was upstairs giggle dicking around with, who told her it was a good idea.
Well, but she thinks it's a good. She thinks she bought into it, bro.
I need to have them on my show because I got to get to the bottom of this. I've never had that because, again, here I am. I'm totally irrelevant. If my kid comes out the door with different color hair than what she's born with, we're going to have a come to Jesus. And we're going to have a you're not leaving my house. And I know that hasn't been said since Father Knows Best.
Yeah.
But bro, I don't know how you do it.
Bro, you're going to get hammered with the irrelevant. That's going to be the thing. And they're going to use it, bro, because they think it real. But, bro, here's the funny thing. I had to tweet this out the other day. I said, listen, you gotta make up your mind. I'm either irrelevant or you're going to continue to talk about every single thing I say. You can't do both. They contradict each other. Yes. So I'm either irrelevant and just ignore me, or talk about me every day like you talk about me every day.
I'm probably going to be talked about.
I think so. I think
I am irrelevant in what my analogies, but they'll gray hair. So what? I mean, and you be honest with me now. This is where you got to be honest, because you're talking to me like this. But when she came down the stairs, what did you say? Oh,
exactly that. Like, well, are you out of your freaking mind thinking, bro? Wouldn't you think? Obviously, there was a miscalculation. It wasn't supposed to turn out this way. Wouldn't you think immediately she'd throw on a baseball cap and go get new color?
Yeah, go cover up.
No, she's had gray hair for 3 days now, bro.
Now, is there a without getting too personal, is there a boyfriend involved here?
No boyfriend. She don't need boys. She don't need guys.
No boyfriend.
No boyfriend. Nothing, bro. Nothing.
And what does she listen? What does she listen to? This is where I'm going to be.
Music? No, bro. We can't even get into that. People we've never heard of, Bill. We've never heard of them, bro. We've never heard of them.
I can't. This is why I can't have there's the rule in my house is when they're 35, they have to leave because I can't take much more. I want them married by the time they're 35, and I want them out of my house.
Yeah.
If they haven't learned all their lessons by then, I can't help them.
Yeah, that's it. It's the end of the line. It's the end of the road.
And they know I'm full of it, and my wife is the boss. But gray hair.
Yeah, yeah.
I think if I did that later, came out of my bedroom and changed the color or shaved my head bald, I'd be thrown out. I wouldn't even get that response. Like, are you freaking nuts? I'd be get out.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's us, Bill. It's us. This is what they do today, bro. This is it.
In your neighborhood, back where you're from, would that ever happen? I know it's irrelevant, but
Bill,
in your neighborhood.
Bill, listen to me. Listen, let's talk about the old neighborhood for a second, okay? Listen, put all the irrelevant on me, not Bill. I'm bringing this up. Bill, how many times, okay, in the old neighborhood, would you wake up at the crack of dawn? And in the process of the day, and not even when the sun went down, because when the sun went down, you found street lights.
Yes.
But from the crack of dawn to late into the night, would you go from stickball to touch football to hockey to kick the handball? Every single day of the week, the kids were on the streets playing something. Bill, how much did it mean to have a catch with your father? Okay, it meant the world. Bro, do you ever see kids playing on the street for 30 minutes?
There's kids. I live in a community, and there's kids because I see the school buses. I never see these kids outside. I make my boy go outside.
Bro, how did
you had to ground me because I didn't come home when I was supposed to. Because when it got dark, you're supposed to come home from the park or whatever it was. And yeah, I'm with you.
How did that even happen, bro?
I don't know. Atari.
Oh my God, bro. I swear to God, my friends used to come to my house like before 8 a.m, throw stones at my window to get me up. We'd all jump on our bikes, ride down to the church, start playing baseball at 8 a.m. all day long. What the frick? What happened? And bro,
it's hot out.
Well, bro, it's more than that, bro. Listen, your last run, whenever you were coaching these kids, I know with me at TNA, bro, how many of these guys were in the locker room playing video games?
Oh, for the love of Pete. I don't even know. I mean, that's it. It's on. And because now what's the big thing? And she's not here, and I'm going to say it right now. Candy Crush. And the phones, and everybody's got a phone, and they don't have to leave the house. I got in so much trouble, Vince, for going. When I was told to stay home, I'd go to my backyard to the lumber yard, and I'd jump around on the wood. You never were inside. When you were inside, you were being punished. Now, when you tell these kids or bring it up, hey, why don't you go outside? Now they feel like they're being punished.
It's I don't, bro. I don't know. And then, Bill, we sound like the old guy. We sound like, back in our day, it was.
That's it.
No, it was better. Let me make that perfectly clear. Everything was better, bro, including the wrestling. The wrestling was better. The music was better. Everything was better, bro.
The bread was better.
The bread was better.
The semolina bread was better.
Chrissy Snow on Three's Company, bro. Come on.
Charlie's Angels.
Pamela Ewing.
8 is enough.
Come on, Bill.
That's it. I'm keeping Elvis on the wall. They can call me irrelevant, but I'm ready to go. I feel like a weight's been off my chest now. I got to vent about being we could be like
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened, bro.
It passed me by. And a lot of things have passed me by. And I told my daughter this morning, she went on a date, my oldest one. I said, so, was the guy okay? I mean, was he jiggy with it? And, because
you did not say that, bro.
Yes, I did, because I know that doesn't come into play anymore. It's just that was like 2001. And I went, yeah, but aren't you happy? At least I had made the reference. And she looks at me like you goofy old. So I'm gonna have to stay here and do my podcast throughout.
Yeah, see, that's what it is. It's our own little protected world. We come in here, leave us alone. Yeah, this is our bro. Listen, we all know the wrestling bubble. We're going to be in our podcast bubble now, you and me.
That's it. I fully accept the responsibility. I gotta tell you, Vince, this is great. This is great. Now, wait a minute. I have one more question before anything else is said, because I've watched you, and I caught an episode, and I don't know the date, but Jeff Lane.
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta ask, because I gotta ask more, because I literally watched the whole thing. I don't get the deodorant. I don't get it. I'm struggling, bro. I mean, I watched it because I said, let me learn, let me see, and deodorant.
Yeah, bro. Let me tell you something. This is what you're gonna love the most, because of the business we're in. You're gonna start building the Bill DeMott family, the Bill DeMott Experience family. You're gonna start building it. You're gonna start having your regulars, and it's gonna grow and grow and grow. But Bill, because of where you and I sit, what you're gonna do is you're gonna start sitting back and seeing the talent. Like, they all have like unbelievable talent that nobody would ever know,
right?
Because they're working men, they're blue collar guys. But you and I, that are always looking for the talent, all of a sudden, bro, you're gonna see these people like, oh my God, and from there, that's how you build an entire community.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to building. I want to be like. I mean, I don't want to have the Kool-Aid with the little pill in it where they're following me, but I want to build my the experience.
Yeah.
See, that was another bad reference. I am full of bad references.
Yeah, no, it's
work
tough,
on
bro.
I'm gonna work on that.
I've been working on it. I've been working on it for the last year, bro. Forget about it.
So, are you getting closer, or should I just give up now? Because I'm fully
just embrace it. Go with it. If people don't like it, too bad. It's my show.
That's it.
End of story, bro.
That's it. That's why I want them to subscribe, because that's why I call it the experience, right?
Bro, do you know the other day, bro? Listen, you'll appreciate this. I play a game on my network. It's called Mount Rockmore. Okay. And what you got to do is you got to you build your own Mount Rushmore with your rock gods. Okay. And then there's like a supplemental one, and you get to pick a woman, right? Okay. And I play wrestlers. They pick their Mount Rushmore. I pick mine. Then people vote for the winner. Okay. So my first one was like against Bubba. I played Bubba in Mount Rockmore, and Bubba tried to play like the he had to put the greats in there, like he put in there like Chuck Berry was in there and Elvis was in there, like all the greats, and like I was like, listen, no, bro, it's not like who the greats are, it's your personal opinion who would be in your Mount Rockmore. But anyway, bro, so I lay out my Mount Rockmore, bro. You're gonna appreciate this.
Okay.
My woman in the mountain, okay, Bill, was Janis Joplin. And I'll tell you why, Bill. Listen, and you'll appreciate this, bro, because of what you did as a performer. Bro, you can look up any concert performance of Janis, any of them, bro. Every song she ever performed was like it was her last one. Right. Like it was the last song she was ever going to sing. The heart and the soul and the see how irrelevant we're being now, bro. Forget about it.
People right now are Googling Janis Joplin.
Bro, here's my point. So I lay out, bro. Do you know how many people tweeted me? Who's Janis Joplin?
There's no way that happened.
Bill, who's Janis Joplin? And I went off on people. I literally, and they were subscribers and everything. And I'm like, are you out of your freaking mind? Listen, Janis Joplin was around when I was 5, and I know who she is. Like, bro, Janis Joplin. Bro, do you know how many people can't name the 4 Beatles?
This is upsetting. I can't name the 5th Beatle, but I can't remember the first drummer. Joan Jett would be my.
That was Bubba's. Who would be in your Mount Rockmore? That was Bubba's. Joan Jett.
The Doors would be up there.
No, but you can only put 4 people.
Oh, only 4. No groups.
That's it. No. So like I had John Lennon in mind. He was my Beatle. So you get 4 people in there.
So I'll go Jim Morrison. I will go B.B. King, Elvis, and then I'm a Jersey boy, so I got to go Springsteen.
Bruce, you know what? You would absolutely lose that, bro. You want to know?
Because you're telling me Sinatra, I can't pick favorite.
Well, bro, they would absolutely have no clue who B.B. freaking King was, bro. Are you kidding me? So like they wouldn't. They'd be looking at the other 3.
So if I said Paul Butterfield, I would have lost him completely.
Bro, you may be more irrelevant than me.
I'm telling you, this is the thing. I'm gonna have to rethink my Mount Rockmore now.
Yeah.
I'd really be irrelevant with my wrestling.
Oh God, bro, don't even get me started on that.
Did anybody put Pedro Morales up there?
Bro, do you know I wrote when Roddy listen to this real quick because otherwise we're going to be on here for 7 hours, you and me over here on the introductory show. Let's just rename this the Irrelevant Show, okay?
You got it.
Bill, I wrote a long column the other day, like with the death of Roddy Piper.
Right.
It hit me so hard because first of all, it was Roddy Piper. You know, I was able to make some peace with him at the end. He had a little bit of heat with me, all that stuff. But on top of that, when you look at Savage and you look at Dusty and you look at Warrior and you look at Piper, to me, like professional wrestling as I knew it is dead and will never be the same again.
Agreed.
My opinion. To me, wrestling's 3 things: wrestling, storylines, and characters. That's what I grew up on since the 70s.
Right.
I don't think you're getting that today. I think you're getting a whole lot of wrestling. I don't think you're getting a lot of storyline and characters, my opinion. But you definitely aren't getting characters like we grew up on, you know, the Pipers and people like this. And bro, all of a sudden on Twitter, here starts coming the hate mail. And how irrelevant, and I'm a Groucho man. But Bill, you know what dawned on me? When I started blocking these people one by one, and you know how like the profile picture comes up, bro, all freaking kids, all teenagers disrespecting a 50-year-old man that's been in the wrestling business for. But then you know what dawned on me, Bill? What dawned on me is they have no idea what I'm talking about. They never saw a Roddy Piper. They never saw they have no idea what I'm talking about.
No, it's Twitter, and they can follow you or unfollow you. And the more followers they have, the better. And the minute they can jump on something that someone else said, that makes them relevant. And that's the shame of it, because you're talking about Piper, and that's the shame is when you realize who. Unfortunately, it's a double-edged sword of who our audience is now. Mm-hmm. It's half of it's filled with people who have no idea and are looking for a reason, and the other half are filled with the people who have gone through it with you in some way, shape, or form. In at least the span of my 50 years, right? There's 50-year-olds who have done what I've done and lived where you and I have lived and done these things, and it's a shame. It's a shame that they have no Yeah.
They have no idea, bro. The first time I ever put on wrestling, Bill, the first time, Handsome Jimmy, Luscious Johnny, and Lou Albano. Can you imagine as a 12-year-old kid seeing this?
The Moondogs.
Bro, people could not tell you today who Lou Albano was.
No. I referenced this. I was doing this at the camp. I said, if one of you guys does this because, you watched the Pedro Morales, and he looked at me and went, who? And I went, okay. Well, let's move on.
Exactly. Yeah.
Let's move on.
Oh gosh, bro, we are so old and irrelevant, right?
What? So I say this to you because I'll pretend no one else is listening. What happened to us where we got old and irrelevant?
We are so old and irrelevant. It's not even funny. I mean, it's not even fun, bro. As a kid, I was scared to death that Waldo Von Erich was going to come to my house in my sleep and beat me up. Who am I afraid of today? Who's there to be afraid of? Honestly, I mean, I don't.
There's not a bunch of guys that you really go, maybe I pushed it a little too far.
Yeah, bro, we're so done. Yeah. Hey, bro, at the end of the day, we got each other, bro.
That's it. And as long as you can make me laugh, and I make you laugh.
Yeah, and we'll just bring old guys on so we keep it safe.
Now I got to go look through my book and see who's. I got to find Roadblock. I got to bring Roadblock on here. He's 2 years older than me, so I'll feel better.
Yeah, and bro, that's the funny thing is when you bring a young kid on and you try to talk their language and they're looking at you like you are an idiot. Yeah, I brought Saban on my show, and bro, Saban's probably the coolest guy on the and bro, the women loved Saban. I don't know what it was about him, but they loved him, and I brought him on my show, and I felt like his great grandfather, bro.
That's it. When I have a 7-minute podcast, it's because I have a young guy on there. There's absolutely nothing to it. Well, Vince, I got to tell you, I couldn't have picked a better way to start this relationship off, and you and I are going to do this many more times. So I just want to thank you, one, for the opportunity, two, for our friendship. I'll say that openly to everyone, and I appreciate you wholeheartedly, and I appreciate RELM coming out there and welcoming the Bill DeMott experience, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. And so the bet will still be side bet to see how long before I crack and cut a promo on someone, but I'll try to hold it out. I'm going to start looking up, what is it, the Urban Dictionary. I'm going to start reading that to be more relevant.
Yeah, bro, you should have one of those on your desk. Just pepper in a word every now and then. You'll be okay.
Okay, I might start doing. You watch the next one. I'll probably have it right here by my side. I appreciate you, Vince.
Oh, I appreciate you too, bro. I love you. I'm so proud that you're on here with us. I mean, honestly, bro, it couldn't have been better. I mean, I'm just so glad you're doing this.
I'm excited. Look forward to a lot of fun stuff. I appreciate you, and I thank you, man.
Thank you, man.
I'll talk to you soon, buddy.
All right, take care.
All right.
The preceding presentation was brought to you by the RELM Network.